Eclipse Cross First Drive, what S in the name? It has barely a shadow of its namesake, but people will probably still buy Mitsubishi's new Cube. First things first, I have no idea why Mitsubishi resurrected the fabled Eclipse name, and on a crossover no less. The company keeps using that word, but I do not think it means what they think it means. Yes, I sat through the automaker's product presentation, which explained the theory, rhyme, and supposed reason, that is, legacy, behind the naming. But I still don't get it. And neither will anyone born after 1990, which coincidentally, was the first model year of its namesake. If they do, they re a gearhead who understands either through personal experience or grease monkey knowledge about the OG Mitsubishi Eclipse, so turbocharged sports coupe, so fun to drive and so easy to aftermarket tune that finding a bone stock version only meant the owner hadn't made enough pizza deliveries to afford their parts yet. Alas, news of this new Eclipse, and I use Eclipse lightly, will evoke zero emotion with its target demographic, which, to the surprise of no one, is millennials. No, the only memory the word Eclipse conjures will be to that one time in August when everyone thought it was okay to stare at the sign. Anyway, back to the Eclipse Cross. Confident of its odds within the insanely competitive compact crossover class, Mitsubishi is going all in with a huge North American marketing push via morning shows, advertising, social media, influencers, and I applaud that. In a lineup that is mostly filled with ho-hum crossovers, Mitsubishi's lineup could use this heavy dose of ambitious energy. Too bad the Eclipse Cross no S&T within any category except one, it looks different. That's not to say it as distinctive, because who really would recognize it as a Mitsubishi? Nevertheless, it has a looker in the same vein as the Toyota CHR, you either love it or hate it. Unlike the CHR, however, which is too much from every angle, the Eclipse Cross isn't too half bad in terms of design. Especially when dressed in the new red diamond metallic premium paint, its athletic profile is rather handsome. Mitsubishi's dynamic shield front-end design also looks aggressive and fits well with the shape and size of the Eclipse Cross, whereas it appears soft or slightly ill-fitting on the Outlander models. But I did say half bad, and the bad half is the back. The Eclipse Cross carries an unattractive and unnecessary jutted shape in the rear glass, similar to the Toyota Prius hatch. Additionally, that fancy taillight design creates a big blind spot in your rear-view mirror. You basically have a thick-ish panel bar in the middle of your sightline. If the car looked sexy, I might forgive this function faux pas, but it has neither attractive nor useful. 2018 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, First Drive. 2018 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, First Drive. On the inside, the Eclipse Cross presents itself well and gives its new technology center stage, with a touchpad to control the infotainment screen. The mostly black interior is broken up with a substantial amount of silver finish and glossy black pieces. My tester, a top-of-line self-touring, was outfitted with leather seats that featured appealing orange contrast stitching. As comfortable as the seats were, with good cushioning and decent bolsters, the overall feel of the cabin seemed just a tad too cozy. Based solely on numbers, the Eclipse Cross, at 175.5 inches in length and 71.9 inches in width, ranks as one of the shortest and skinniest in the segment. But it's the miniature footprint shouldn't excuse it from lacking functionality. For example, the even smaller Jeep Compass, 173.0 inches in length, 73.8 inches in width, offers more headroom, legroom, and cargo capacity. In fact, the Eclipse Cross ranks a distant last amongst competitors in overall passenger comfort. On the upside, the rear seats do recline and slide as standard, with 9 reclining positions and almost 8 inches of to-and-fro sliding for your rear seat passengers. The Eclipse Cross is loaded with technologies, although many of them are relegated to the top trim levels, which run S, La, SE, and Cell. features like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and a 7-inch touchscreen with touchpad controller aren't standard until the Le model. A full-color head-up display, which is ingeniously collapsible, is only on the cell. As to active safety, blind spot monitoring doesn't appear until the SE trim, while automatic headlights, forward collision warning, lane departure warning, and adaptive cruise control are bundled within a touring package reserved only for pricey cell models. Even the all-new Mitsubishi Connect will only be available on higher trim levels. Launching on the Eclipse Cross, the subscription-based remote service allows you to do everything from contacting roadside assistance to tracking other drivers to asking Google Home or Amazon Echo to set the vehicle temperature. SE and Cell buyers receive a free 2-year trial subscription. But you want to know how the Eclipse Cross drives, right? Not if you like me and you were hoping for something vaguely Eclipse. Why? Because you'll be sad. For all the corporate talk about bringing the name back to symbolize sportiness and fun, the Eclipse Cross fails. On its own, without being branded Junior, I may have had fewer expectations. But what Mitsubishi has done here is akin to Mazda introducing an RX-9 sports car and not equipping it with the rotary engine, Skyactiv or otherwise. Don't call something what it isn't and can't be. For starters, the turbocharged 1.5-liter inline-4 in the Eclipse Cross is not very exciting. The output is 152 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque, which is surprisingly low when other crossovers with similarly sized engines crank out more. The Honda CR-V's 1.5 liters turbo offers 190 horsepower and 179 pounds-to-foot of torque, and the Chevrolet Equinox S offers 170 horsepower and 203 pounds-to-foot of torque. But as I mentioned earlier, it's a competitive segment. And it can also be a confusing one. Vehicles that impress on matters of design, function, and performance don't always move the most units. What sells crossovers to sensible shoppers are pricing, amenities, and to some extent, brand recognition. Nissan undercuts the Mitsubishi on price, Mazda offers the best driving experience, Hyundai and Kia have all the features, Honda and Toyota have the legacy of invincibility, General Motors, Jeep, and Subaru have you covered on capability. That leaves Mitsubishi scrambling to find a market gap to fill, which it is attempting to do with Heritage. Unfortunately, the Eclipse Cross is not an Eclipse and is a less than stellar crossover. But although the brand may have missed the mark with the heritage-inspired name, luckily its millennial targets don't have a clue as to what the old Eclipse was like. Once the Eclipse Cross goes on sale in March, Mitsubishi will most likely sell enough to warrant production of yet another crossover. So, what's in the name? In this case, nothing.